Hello, statistics student. This video is to show you how to use the online statbook normal calculator to find probability of x in a certain range. So first of all, how to access the calculator. So this is the actual URL is here is onlinestatbook.com to like that. But if you don't want to type it in like this, you can just Google. I have it open already, but I can just show you how I can Google online statbook, that one word, and then normal calculator. You Google it, the first one that shows up that's access onlinestatbook.com with normal distribution. This would show the calculator. It say normal distribution, and it would say area under normal distribution. There's 3 sections in this calculator other than the graph. The graph shows 0, 1, 2, 3, -1, -2, -3, which is actually the common value of z-score. So if you calculate z-score for normal distribution, usually the z would fall into these number, with most of the cases cluster around from 0 to from -1 to 1. And because it's a standard normal calculator, when you first load it, the mean is always 0 and the standard deviation is always 1. To use the calculator, you don't need to enter all these. So so you can leave 0 and 1 untouched, because that's what mean and standard deviation is for standard normal z-score. And then to use the calculator, you click one of these. You would be finding either above, below, between, or outside. So maybe I'll show the graph. If I click above, that means I would want to find probability above a number. Below is for find probability of below a certain number. In this case, it's 1.96. Between would be between two number. You can set whatever that you want, right? You can say -2. It doesn't have to be opposite to each other. You can actually say 1. So it's from 1 to 2, any two number. And outside would be outside the two number, lower than the low number, higher than the high number. We call them tail areas. To find them, you click on them and do recalculate. So you want to do between, you recalculate, it will show the answer. So this answer is the probability that z will take these values, and is actually the area under this bell curve. So that's in a nutshell, that's how you use the normal calculator for standard normal. If you are to use it for non-standard normal, which is option 2, when the mean is not 0 and the standard deviation is not 1, so you would just change them. For example, if I want to find the probability of an IQ score of a certain values or certain ranges of value, I would change the mean of the IQ score and standard deviation as IQ score. You can see that the bell curve automatically changed the mean to be 100, matching the mean that you enter. And also all these tick marks will be 1 standard deviation below and 1, 2, 3 standard deviation above the mean. And then to find probability, you would use the same thing: above, below, between, outside. Okay, so if I want to do below the 105, right? So I would say, what is the chance that someone's IQ score is below 105, or any number that's below 105? So you would hit below and then recalculate. They would find the probability would shows up here. So basically, you would enter mean and standard deviation. You click one of the options that you want to find probability at, either above, below, between, and outside, and then hit recalculate. So that is how you use the normal calculator in a nutshell. So if you're comfortable with using it, that's how you would use it. If you want more example, here's what we'll do. Example A to E would be using the normal calculator for standard normal. So z-score is greater, z-score is less than, z-score is in between, and z-score is outside. And then example E to H is For non-standard normal, where the mean is not 0 and 1, you would set your mean and standard deviation and find also above, below, between, and outside. So let's do the let's do the first, for example, for standard normal. So to do that, remember, you would want to reload your calculator. So it's set it to mean 0 and standard deviation 1. And then for greater than negative 1.2, we know we would use to do above 1.2, right? So you can see 1.2 is right here. This is 1.2. Always check the graph. That is what you want, and have the above click, and then do recalculate. It's 0.1152. So we say use above. So maybe I'll just draw the curve here. 0, 1.2 above, equal to 0.1151. And then less than, we use below. Find probably that z is less than 1.6. So 0 is always in the middle for standard normal. Negative 1.63. So that would be all these numbers are less than 1.63. We highlight it. And then in here, go back to the calculator, I would use below, and I would do negative 1.63. Put your x here, not in the above area, and then recalculate. It's 0.0516. So remember to use below. And this one is above, so that is 0.0516. In all cases, hit recalculate. And then in between and outside, so they are actually a complement of each other. One is in between these two numbers, which is opposite of each other, negative 1.52 to 1.52. This notation with z in the middle, and then a less than means in between. So this is all the number in between, and so you are wanting to find the area here. So we would use the calculator 0, 1, but hit between a negative 1.52 and 1.52. And I recalculate 0.8715. And then for outside, I do the same thing, but instead of shading the middle, we'll shade the two ends. Negative 1.52 and 1.52. Now the calculator do not give you two value, although there's two area, they will add the two area together. Negative 1.52 and 1.52. They'll add them together, you recalculate 0.1285. So that's how you use the calculator to find standard normal. The next, for example, is when you have to adjust the mean and standard deviation. We go through the four options again: above, below, between, and outside. When you are finding x is greater than something, then you use above. Less than something, you use below. In between something, you use it between. Outside, you use outside. So let's do example E. Now we would need to find x is greater than 112. So this is what we want, x, not z. So if I reload my calculator, anytime you are using a new problem, you use to reload your calculator and then look at what mean and standard deviation you have. In this case, I'm not doing standard normal, is most likely IQ score 115, and we want it to be have to see the chance that it will be greater than 112, above, right? So to draw a picture, you would have 100 here, and this is 112 is greater than, all these numbers are greater than. So we would say this answer, after you hit recalculate, we hit put 0.2119. And then for below, for less than, so this arrow means less than 93. So we would have 100 in the middle. Again, 93 also on the left side is more 93. Less than 93 is on the left tail. So we would use below. So change this to 93. and then hit recalculate, is 0.3204. Right? So greater than, above, less than, below. In between and outside is very self-explanatory. So what you do is remember to set to the new mean and standard deviation. Because these four examples are related, I already set them. But remember, I always check that the mean and standard deviation are what we want, and it is in between. And they want it to be 88 and 112. 88 and 112. So let's see how it look like. Recalculate, so it's like this, right? 88 and 112, 0.5763. 0.5763. It is all of them around to 4 decimal. 88, 112, so it's in between. And then the last is outside. Outside 88 and 112, so you can go outside, change the 88 and 112. So, and then recalculate. See how this is 88 on the less than 88 or greater than 112 is 0.4237. 0.4237. So use outside. And the graph, you can make sure that the graph is right, 88 on this side and 112. Now they don't have the two areas separately. So you do not know what area or what probability is on this, what probability is on this. If you want to, you will have to do a less than for this side and greater than for this side. But if you want just outside, they would add them together. So that's how you use the normal calculator for standard normal as well as non-standard normal. Remember to make sure that you check mean and standard deviation correctly, and also hit recalculate after you set the corresponding parameter in this for option.